Let's see what the online app said. Yep, there I am. Okay, well, we're live. It's been a while since last I streamed, but per the behest of somebody who had asked, figured I'd stream a little bit of Final Fantasy while I level my last class. There's not much left to do on this class since I'm, it's hard for you to see at the bottom of my screen, because lighting sources. Level 67. I have 3 levels to go, and this will be my last of the main core classes. Let me get some windows out of the way here, and we will get this party started. So I have some dailies I can work on, some quests I still haven't taken the time to finish, which I really should. We'll just hide those for now. And what's our other one? Bacon bread, because food. Let's go to Duty Finder. I make for a crap black mage for anybody who happens to connect and take a look. Yeah, I'm not the best of spellcasters in this game. I really do like melee and tanking, though. Hence why this is probably one of my last classes before the expansion happens. Okay. Let's just do some more adjustments here real quick. There we go. Alright. And it begins. Let's see, flotsam and jetsam means it's on the surface. We're gonna get to the surface. Figure while I'm in queue, I work these Beast Tribe dailies to get a little bit more XP out of the deal. And since today's reset day, there's all kinds of other things that can be done. But since I'm just leveling for now, that's what I'll focus on. Rest are underwater. Well, almost all of them. I think there's still one more on the surface. It's like until combat is joined, you won't see how chaotic my interface can really be. I've only adjusted the HUD a little bit here and there, but it's just because it's where I always keep my eyes focused. Got lucky on the clam placement. Okay, where's the last one? Maybe it's over here. Nope. Oh, yeah. Excuse me while I insert my head in this clam. Let's fly up to the surface. Yeah, I'm number 50 in the queue over here on the Duty Finder, so it's going to be a while. Come on, get to the surface. There it is. It's been a while since I've used OBS, and they had a recent update that actually allows me to effect changes straight to Twitch. So for once, OBS feels a little bit more worth it because now I don't have to go to Twitch's channel pages, well, manager, I guess, whatever it is, to actually put in the title and category and tags and all that for the stream. Got here, Tale of Roads on the land. Okay. Well, sort of. Let's get Chotwa out. Looks like somebody else is doing the same quest. Nice. I'm gonna have to be careful I don't end up tagging their mob. Yeah, see, that's theirs. Normally it would help, but I'm not the greatest of casters, and he didn't help me with mine. Let's see. Quest item. Normal rotation sort of also involves throwing in a thunder in there, which is a dot, but these things are so weak compared to my actual gearing. Well, they're equal to me in level, but it just, the dots too, my fire abilities hit so darn hard that it just doesn't make sense to waste the casting time to throw out a thunder. Or I'm gonna kill that thing in like 3-4 hits. So looks like I gotta turn this into the island over here. Take a moment to enjoy that skybox. For those that have never played Final Fantasy, during some of the earlier questing, main story is important. That's a big important thing to point out. It's leveling is part of it, but if you don't do your main story, you never actually get to move forward in content. There's no way to skip it beyond paying for the boost potions. I recommend for any new players not to use the boost potions, but to actually play through. The game makes more sense if you know the story. As well as you learn certain mechanics that you see get rinsed and repeated through different dungeons, mob types, bosses, notorious monsters, fates. I mean, it feels almost endless. To skip mechanics is actually a big pain in the butt because you'll die a lot and then wonder why. That's a fun structure in front of us. I'm just going to pan the camera up while I'm still flying here. It goes all the way up there. There's actually a top. You can jump all the way up to the top if you want, but I'm not a fan of jump puzzles. At the base of the tower, this is all... The content you're seeing here is their Stormblood content. The base of that tower, once you've progressed story far enough, you'll get access to a place called Heaven on High, which is a nice, neat mini dungeon that doesn't actually adhere to the usual dungeon rules. So you don't have to have the holy triad of a tank, a healer, or DPS. For non-serious play, of course. You can level up jobs between 60 to 70 in there, whereas prior to, there's Palace of the Dead, which is located in the Shroud, and it's great for leveling any classes from 1 to 60. They're all worth experiencing, but I don't recommend doing all of your leveling solo or solely in that. Always try to at least get one class caught up to story, and then worry about leveling the side jobs to that degree if you want to. I'm not saying not to do secondary jobs, though. I like to level. Most of my leveling this expansion was done through dungeon queues, fates, doing these Beast Tribe dailies. Bring up my character sheet here. So as you can see, I've leveled the crap out of everything except Black Mage and Blue Mage. Okay, this is probably too much information at once. It says limited job, so you can't hit the duty finder like I have over here to just go into a dungeon. Blue Mages don't count. They have no class designation. They may be a caster type, but they're not... they have no class type to actually do duty queuing, so you have to bring a pre-built party if you want to do such things with a Blue Mage. At least that's my understanding. I haven't fired one up because it just... I want to be interested in the class, but if it doesn't have anything to do with the key roles to do duty finder stuff, it's a far distant leveling experience for me. So let's see, I finished these. What else can I do? I have any hunts here? I do. Crabs, slugs. Okay, okay. So earlier when I was flying / swimming under the water here, you'll see there's like these little bubbles with townships and stuff in them. Somewhere over here to the left, there it is. That's where I need to go. Consider these underwater caves. This one may have the mob type I'm looking for. So these little clan hunts are nice for more XP as well as another currency that's used to purchase some other decorative glamour items, collectibles, things like that. Yeah, here we are. This one did not waste time to come get some. Too bad for it, I'm too high in level. Okay, only needed to kill one. You'll see that in the chat down here where it says 1 of 1. And it gave me a big bunch of XP here, as well as money, which is gil, and the Centurio seals, which is used to purchase those other items I was talking about. So let's see, crabs are in the northeast, and the turtle guys to the northwest-ish. Let's get back to the surface. As you can see, there's not actual, like, underwater combat. It's only in those open air areas that we actually get to fight stuff. Kind of wish I would have streamed this all from the beginning, because it would have been a little bit easier to explain to anybody who watches, I suppose. Drumming up interest for the game is always nice. I would say my experience in this game has been a lot more positive than, say, going back to World of Warcraft. It's got a very WoW-esque feel to the controls and the customization. There's just no add-ons. So you got to realize everything you see here in game is what's baked into the game. I have plenty of cooldowns I probably should be using, but like I said, I don't really Black Mage much. This is just more for the leveling purposes of it. I kind of like some of the simplicity of Red Mages, but I've already maxed that class. The reason for Fire 3 gets me 3 of that little buff you see around me, which boosts fire damage, and then you use Fire 1, or just Fire, to do the basic damage until you get a proc. Oh, but I overtapped my MP, so we dance to Blizzard. Now I've got the Frost effect, and my mana regen down here regenerates fast. Hit Fire 3 again, get 3 stacks, and this is the yo-yoing effect of Black Mage. It's a little bit more complex when you weave in the other cooldowns. Okay, so that's those two. Notice my mana does not, my MP doesn't regen while the fire is up. When the fire goes away, you'll see this start to actually really regenerate. When you're out of combat, health and MP regenerate rather quickly. So somewhere around where this area says wet, I think it's these little islands. Way to the northeast will have the crabs I'm looking for. Just a bit of a flight. Now, if I hit duty recommendations, so these guys here, the HUD card says the Isle of Becco. So if I were to pull the map here again, zoom in, you know what? I think Isle of Becco's down south. Hang on. How does that go? That's I'm already all the way up here. Might as well just see. It's either this area or it could be the shore over there to the south. I could be aiming too high. Yeah, see, these are the ones with the coral on them. Yeah, wrong one. To the south. Notice I'm still in queue, but it went from the 40s to single digit now. Getting pretty close. Oh, hey, FC buffs were off. We're going to fix that. Type to the FC so they understand I just use their buffs. Oh, of course. I get there just in time for the queue to pop. Alright. Loading, loading, loading. This loading's taking a very long time. There we go. Oh, crap, this place. Type my greetings here. So what abilities do I have? I at least have Fire 3, level 37. Alright, so this is the Sunken Temple of Karn dungeon. I see some green leaves, a returning flower marker. That means it could be a little messy. And we'll see. I don't want to go AoE crazy because that little guy looks kind of squishy. Actually, let's do this. Dang. Trying to adjust to the lack of other abilities here. So the advantages of having Thunder out there is it can proc a free cast of either fire or lightning at times. See, I think it's Flame and Fruit is what we'll need. What are we hitting first? Looks like the skeleton. Should have thrown my Thunder first. Meh. Okay, they're hitting the bat. Don't quite have Blizzard 3 yet. That's not until level 40, and I'm level 37, so I can't do the dance I was doing earlier. I have to use Transpose a bit. So that Temple B that just went off to the right, that can one-shot the tank over time, so it needs to die ASAP. We'll see what happens. This is a lower level dungeon than what I was hoping to land in. But we can make it work. Oh, don't pull them both. Don't pull them both. They really want those bees quick. Okay. We'll fight that facer later. Oops. I already have my 3 stacks. And they just disappeared. Bright side, looks like everybody present seems to know the importance of kill the crap out of the bee first. Speaking of red mage, I just noticed there's one in party. Alright, first boss fight. Gotta be careful about the Doom mechanics. Put up my focus target. Plus he'll summon in little weaker versions of the bees we just killed. The square pads on the ground are how we cleanse the Doom mechanic that comes later from this boss. If you don't cleanse it, you die. There's our ads. Damn it. Targeting the wrong thing. That's the Doom mechanic. Gotta get to the glowing pad to cleanse it, and sometimes the pad will move. So worried about Doom, I lost my buff. Oh, crap. Oh, see how quickly that changed? These ads quick. See, it was casting Final Sting by the time we kind of got to it. And it moved again. These guys are pretty quick to pick up on that, though. That's appreciated. I have no means to resurrect them as a black mage. As you can see, for those who've never seen Final Fantasy before, the bosses do telegraphs on the ground, so you know where the AoE is about to happen. So you know where you need to get away from before it goes off. Gets a little bit more intense on mechanics later. Oh man, he got them both. Or she. I'm not sure how to take that name. See that because this is a lower level dungeon than where I was, I scaled down to it. I don't have my full allotment of spells. I only get about 2 of these little elemental orbs instead of 3 that give me all their uber boost. So the key here is the face has to be on that button when we kill it, or head. That's what opens the door and keeps the head from respawning. That's going to be the case for these out here. What you're not seeing is a lot of the spell effects from the other players, because I actually have those disabled for now. I was tanking the other day and forgot to re-enable. Not sure we're killing the right head. Nope, we did not. These doors do have to be opened because they contain the actual items we need, which is the flame and the fruit to open the boss door without incident. Oh, hey. I actually need to do this. My MP's tapped. Just the old-fashioned way. For each stack of the elemental buffs you see around me, this little thing over here, that element becomes cheaper to cast rather than hard casting. I think I'm getting that wrong. No, it costs more. I'm sorry. Except for Blizzard, but for Fire, each stack costs more, but it's doing the damage you need. Oops. Hey, how about I attack what the tank is tanking? That's a good plan. So that head we fought earlier may make an appearance here. See how he comes out around? He's all weak. Finish him off real quick. And he's dead. Killing the face, or head, I want to say face just because it's a face. It drops a treasure coffer. Killing it early or now makes no difference. It's always going to have a coffer. Fun fact about these guys up ahead, they have no eyes. If you walk by them, they'll never aggro. Most groups don't know this. For these guys, though, they look like they need the experience, so... I may have overextended myself. Let's get that MP back. Okay, dance it around, some more AoE. So Fire 2 is actually an AoE attack. It's not like it's superior than Fire 1. The healer does scare me. That tank gets a little low on health at times. For this one, we have to kill the soul stone before we can actually really hurt the guardian's body. Oops. Fire 3, get my stacks back. Dang. It's procking like crazy. Or were these kind of procs when I wanted them earlier? It's like it takes a while to cook the spells, but they do hit pretty hard for their levels. This is where the boss is going to pick on somebody. Pretty sure he's going to come over here and punch me in the face in a little bit. Or he's going to try. We actually skipped a partial of a phase there. Usually he goes around knocking people into walls. Like that. That poor healer. Booped him on the snoot. Worst time ever to have to get mana again. Right when the weakness opens up. There we go. It's like I don't need any of the loot here. I just greed it because I can turn it into Grand Company seals for other stuff. Oh no, you had the perfect pull. Why pull more? The healer's not even here. I got a bad feeling about this. Nope. He's okay if the healer just focuses. Something to pay attention to is what's up here on Beowulf's Bar. So Grit is their tank stance. Darkside does damage based on, well, MP consumption for certain stuff or whatever. Or excuse me, they changed that. So damage delta is increased and you get no MP regeneration, and their special abilities beyond the melee ones require MP. There's ways to get it back, of course. You can there's various combos of abilities that you execute in an order, which the game tells you which ones to hit next. That will restore HP or MP as a Dark Knight. Which, of course, I don't necessarily have combos because I'm playing a caster class. It's just whatever procs do it. Really should put that darn transpose on a shortcut key. I'm having to click that with a mouse. All my shortcuts are dedicated to all the bazillion flipping cooldowns over here in this block. Everything else is too uncomfortable to reach. If we pop that door, the ads on the other side will come out and nom his ass. So I kind of want to make sure we get the croc under control first. Oh, it's procs. Okay, superhero, you gotta be careful about those pulls, bud. I don't think he's paying attention to the healer occasionally struggling on healing him. It's better to deal with the condemned guys first, because they put point-blank AoE where the tank's at. Okay, for a second there I thought I took aggro. Heard the little ding of an arrow, I was like, that's not good. I have two thunder spells. One is an AoE blast with shorter duration and potency, and one is a single target, more potency. It's flame and fruit. Tip the scales. Door will open to my left. And extra coffers to loot. Don't necessarily have to do these, but there's new people. And they may need this stuff. What is that? Stuff for crafters. So this guy incorporates some of the mechanics of things we've already seen, and motherfucking laser beams. That's the diplomatic way of describing it. He'll summon in occasional stone heads that have to be killed on these buttons, so it keeps the heads from resurrecting. You don't have to drop a head on each button, you can just drop it on any button and kill it. Like, I'm going to grab that one. Fresh thunder while I'm at it, getting my MP back. Once we push beyond a certain point, he shouldn't spawn in any more heads. Good. Just the verges. Verges are the ones that do the laser beams. Let's refresh this. Oop. So the key here is you want to be trapped inside here to be able to destroy that. Otherwise, he blows the whole room up for extra damage, which kind of sucks. You don't want to be that guy to the healer. Notice the room just had 4 of them now. So the further along we push the boss's health down, the more aggressive the tactics we'll try to get. Common practice in most of these dungeons. Except, I have 2 low MP. There we go, it's regenerating now. Toss this up. We're not going to get that second part. I'm just going to pop a limit break. Just burn the boss down. We can ignore that, and we win. Okay. Tank didn't do too bad. Let's see if we can get that sword. I roll a 15. Let's see what it looks like. Ah! Nice. Out of the other 3 players present besides myself, I got the 2 commendations. And that gave me a level. Let's see if I've got any other gear upgrades. And then, of course, I entered combat because a level 62 thinks it can kill me. Great. Let's try that again. Looks like bracer ring. Kill 2 more of these. I suppose I could queue up another dungeon, except something more level appropriate. Let's see. Could do these other roulettes, but I don't ever find their experience to be all that great. So let's go do... Is it Doma Castle? Yeah. I don't... Do my food buff. So food buff will give you 3% XP. If you're in an FC, a free company, it's a... I guess you could call it a guild. You can get the Heat of Battle buff, which is like another... anywhere between 5, 10, or 15% based on the rank of the buff. Secondary buffs, of course, in this case it's food duration. It's not by much, but at least it's something, I guess. You can eat food twice to get to at least an hour or more, based on, of course, that buff. Killing all those, so we're looking at 18-minute wait time. I think I've covered everything on that logs. The rest just world stuff, duty queues. Let's go to... I've got a targeting dummy at my in-game house. Trying to practice my AoE a little bit. I'm a little rusty. I tend to forget Enochian, which is another nice little buff you can use to increase damage. Let's see here. So the trick is to do this. Empty your mana bar out with AoE from Fire 2. Let's see, remember where it is. So right now, my mana is low. Flare will consume the rest to do a big AoE bang. And then the trick is to sack health, do it again. Ether up again. What's that? Triple flare? Why not? This is very dangerous to do. And transpose to Blizzard. A triple flare, I don't think really has much meaning besides... You just dumped a lot of cast time into that, and 3 mana bars worth of mana. Let's practice. Where did I put my Enochian? F. So notice Enochian gives me Fire 4, which I can do this. Oops, but I was supposed to juggle. I screwed that up. You're supposed to kind of like flip between the elements when you do that. That's where I screwed up. So increases your magic damage dealt by 5%, allows the casting of Blizzard 4, Fire 4, and you'll see where it says Astral Fire or Umbral Ice. So the effect ends if the Fire or Ice buff ends. So if you could perpetually keep juggling the two, or juggling, not juggling, but keeping the one primed the whole time, then great. My mistake was I popped Fire 4 twice in a row. You're not supposed to do that. I think. I really should research that. So let's see what else we can do here. Still have some of these hunt cards. Yanxia. Let's teleport. Let's go to Kagane first. Cut the teleportation fees down by being closer. We'll go travel, teleport. This whole expansion's got a very Eastern feel to it. Like, for instance, you can hear the music plus the town itself is it's got the whole old Asian appeal here. It's actually pretty well done. A lot of the other places in the game, you get your Dark Age type castle areas, your high fantasy places, very magical looking. Let's go to Namai. We'll start there. Just fly our way around. The past expansion, the one before this, story-wise and area-wise, I really liked it because I'm a big fan of medieval castles, and that one was all about that and fighting dragons. Heaven's Word was definitely the pinnacle so far. Stormblood was good. I mean, we're at the end of this expansion, and I still say it's not crap. It introduced a lot of fun things, but I look forward to maybe getting back to the old high fantasy of things that I'm more comfortable with. What is that? Oh, Alembic. So we are looking for a lot of stuff here. Holy crap. Let's see, catfish, clay beast. Where the hell was that? I don't remember a clay beast of that kind. Oh, it's the locks. Crap. Say glittering basin. The catfish are on there twice. So this map out a little bit. We got to fly around this huge mountain range where there's breaks on the wall. And the glittering basin is that out there. This whole area here. The two guys we're looking for should be amongst the rubble here. As you can see, we've got a tank and 2 DPS. We're just missing a healer. These guys are a semi-body language fight. Gotta watch what they do. If he holds his arm up and he pauses for a while, or in the case of that, it was a tail swipe. Notice there was no telegraph. Okay, that's a forward claw. Yeah, die. Distance it? Sort of. That's down. Now let's look for those Lupin guys. Lupin. There's one. You can see an icon above his head. That's how you know it's my hunt target. I need to get some MP back real quick. One. Now let's find those catfish. I want to say they're over here somewhere, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm probably wrong. Let's check that. Recommendations. Prism Lake. Yeah, we'll fly around and see if we can see any of them. Because I think this is the area with the NPCs, but not the ones that want to try to kill you. What is that? Oh, it's the light. Funny enough, this particular map is where the dungeon is that I queued up for. It's actually the castle in the distance, so it's going to be a frickin' war zone. Nope. These are the creepy heads with the big fangy maws. Kind of don't want to fight those. Just cause. Where are you, you little buggers? I always forget where they are. Maybe they're across the way here. I'm just looking in the wrong place. That could very, very well be. Weird. Let's go this way. No, there's no way they're over here. There's a special boss encounter that spawns on this little stretch of land. But you have to do 3 particular fates. It's like 2 or 3 different fates that will eventually spawn that. And it's kind of like a raid boss in a sense in the open world. Get you access to some more decorative glamour stuff if you want it. They're definitely not going to be in there. But you know what? I think they're actually outside the town over here. That's the castle-ish area. Nope. 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 Oh, I know where. Overthinking it. Remember, it said it's like a crystal lake or whatever. How about you go where the crystals are? There they are. It's interesting to have 2 different hunt cards that involved killing these particular guys. So I'm going to get a nice double dipping of XP. If I'm lucky, this dungeon I'm doing, since it's level appropriate, may get me to level 69, which is the nice sweet spot for another easy level to 60 or 70. There should be another one. There we are. Yeah, a nice double dipping of XP scroll by. Make sure I'm not reaching top seals. Nope, still got room. Alright. Beyond that 12 minutes, lost the tank, still waiting on a healer. So these little things you'll see on the mini-map that I'm looking at, like this one's called Mada's Ilk. So if I partake in this and I fight these little guys here, it makes this bar fill up and I'll get experience at the end of it. Right now they're beating up NPCs. I kill everything there? Sure did. So let's check those cards out. I'm more or less killing time until the duty queue decides to do its thing. Got those guys. So, Awesome Step. That's literally that door there. Next area over. Probably see the black box that's on the stream. That's me just hiding people's chat because they may not respect, I shouldn't say respect, they may not like their chat being seen by people outside of a party or free company, stuff like that. I'll try to respect privacy where I can in these things. It's a fun little rule of thumb, unless people don't mind having their chat seen. Hadn't thought about that before when I was streaming, but realized a lot of other streamers do that, so better safe than sorry. Alright, let's get a look at the recommendations. So, Purple, Helgi, Purple. The Hog Guy thingy is to the north here. There they are. Oof, gotta kill 2 more of those. Okay. So spellcasting gets a little bit more fluid when you're at your almost max level, and you have access to the full toolkit and traits. Oh, there's my dungeon queue. Ooh, another returning tank. He's probably going to get his... He doesn't have his tank buff on. Let's see if he gets brave and he pulls too many, or he gets his stuff kicked in. Good tank. Turned on your buff. I don't know if he's going to pull him further. I think he's just going to tank it right where they are. See, some tanks will grab those first three and pull them up here if they're ready and the healer's ready. Let's get my 3 stacks to maximize my damage, and here comes the AoE. AoE is fun when done correctly. Those are the max ethers. Restocking my ether I just popped a while ago. Gives you just enough MP to flare again. Oh no. This could get messy. So at the same time we're being bombarded from all the stuff flying up above here. I'm just not angled up to look at that stuff. And this big mother cleaves. Ah! Bastard. Oh, that can't be good. I don't have sleep on my bar. Why? Where is my sleep spell? So black mages have an AoE sleep spell, and I have misplaced it on my abilities. Oh, crap. It was on the other bar. As you can see, though, death isn't much of a penalty when you just simply have to run back and at the cost of armor durability. Those are those bars you see by my equipment. Of course, I flashed it up really quick, so hope you didn't blink. No tank, no, wait. Oh, I think I know what happened. So, the ramp that you see there, it's a line of sight issue. meaning the healer probably couldn't see him at certain angles to be able to heal him, even though you could visually see him, kind of thing. So the thing bombarding us is the gunship up here. Oh, punk. Drop an AoE on my head because I got my little buff field up. This field only affects me and nobody else. I don't think a ready check's necessary, bud. Go and just dive on in. We're already ready. Oops. I was to cast the right spell. I noticed the ads from the left and right. Those are roving bombs. Don't want to be touched by those. It will hurt. Notice I still have Enochian cooking. Like I'm still able to drop those Blizzard 4s, Fire 4s. Just trying to juggle this out to maintain the buffs. Yeesh. So there's this little bar here. It says limit break. Now, the melee probably should have hit the limit break because it's a fully charged bar by the time we got there. And the fact that killing the boss charges it, plus all the mob pools in between are going to charge again. Once the bar's at max, though, I mean, there's no other use for it besides to, use the darn thing or not get any effect out of it. Oh, tank must have AFK'd, or he got something new, maybe. Doors come open, there should be an ad. Getting a lot of procs. This is essentially black mage right here. Proc, free cast. Proc, free cast. An instantaneous cast at that. I already have it, so I can't roll on it. Oh, shit. Okay, I see which one the DPS is hitting. Except I don't think the tank is focusing on that one. Yep. Diversion. Switch target. So I have threat reducing cooldowns, a total of 2 of them, but they're there in case I miss the aggro bars there in the party pane. You'll also see that there's those little jewels by their names in this other list. The colors indicate intensity of your aggro to said target or whatever. So when it reaches red, that means you just bypassed whoever was tanking it, which is probably not a good thing. Go, go, go! Move, move, move! Or don't! Here we go. Oh. And I perfectly bottomed out my MP, like the great player I am. Okay. Burst. Flare time. And just in time for another boss. This one does all kinds of fun telegraphs and bombs and missiles and things you need to stand in on purpose. Oh no! What have you done, tank? He almost got himself locked out. That's a bit scary. So the way these work is, as long as one person stands in it, it prevents it from AoE blasting everybody else for the same amount of damage. Oh. Oh. So if you hit those waves, those little laser things on the ground, they rubber band you around like you're a pinball ball hit by the paddle. Which sucks, because sometimes it'll knock you into other stuff, and yeah, it's just not fun. Dang it. Every time I go to cast. Nobody went in the other one. Where am I hitting here? Wrong abilities. That's why. The stack mechanic you saw there with the incoming arrows indicates we need to stack there, or people. It's more or less it takes its upfront damage and splits it between everybody in the stack. If no one stacks, that person's probably going to die. Let's make sure the tank's there. Now come all the little squishy pools. Ah. Overextend myself, that's never good. Dang it. Let me get a spell off. Yeah, how about that? I already have it. Ah, crap. I didn't fire 3 at first. Notice the stacks build up for each spell I throw out there that's fire. Yeah, I'm totally not getting that spell off. It's a long cast for that kind of damage. Now, the problem with him tanking it back here is there's going to be ads that spawn where it came from. So they're going to come running in and possibly aggro on the rest of the party, but not the tank, because they're not standing there ready to catch him. Wow, 2 procs in a row, I'll take it. 3 procs, wow. Tank is not tanking these, so I will burn them down. Literally. Some of these are fights, like this one is a keep the healer busy fight. You can see how many times it did guaranteed AoE to everybody, no matter what. Fun fact about his chainsaw, you can sidestep it, but I'm pretty sure that tank's going to plant his feet and eat all the damage. Yep. I like the initiative they took to move away from the blast. Get some distance, because I'm sure he's going to put an AoE marker on me. Or shoot the healer in the face. That works too, I guess. Oh, bastard. Why? They used their grip, which pulled me into the AoE I was trying to avoid on the ground. Hey, looks like you're succeeding in life. Let me pull you into the fire. Oh, thanks. No problem. I have this feeling the melee's not going to use that limit break. Let's see how low it goes. I'm just not going to use it, so I will. It's better if the melee uses it, because they have better single target, whereas mine's an AoE. Ah, I left too quickly. Can't commend when you leave. Ugh. Oh, shoot. Okay, so only got about, roughly, what, 2/5? Close enough. Let's see. Others were the purples. Notice the weather change out here. So it's clouds according to the minimap. You'll know the purples when you see them. They have a disturbing level of detail. wait until it turns around and comes to try to eat me. Let's get a nice close look at that teethy maw. Ooh. It's a plant to top it off. Zoom back out. Forgot about the challenge log stuff. So Bad Breath does a whole mess load of debuffs like it just did to my Chocobo there. So the Chocobo is a nice addition in the game a long time ago, because you can bring it out in combat with Grisel Greens. It'll be out there for 30 minutes of in-game play, and you can train it up to do healing, DPS, tanking if you need so. Let's do Blizzard first, because my MP is tapped. Hit it with Thunder. Tip to Fire. Try not to get hit by that. It's not too bad, halfway to the last level. Though I do kind of grow bored of playing this class. Let's go clear up this inventory real quick. Let's see, I need to head to Limsa. Let's go to one of the capital cities. I have to go there because the Grand Company I'm a part of, the Maelstrom, is where I turn these dungeon drops into. That is a lot of people. And people in their weird freaking emotes in chat. Let's see here. This will be perfect. See, none of these are upgrades for me, so I just cash them in for Grand Company currency, which I then turn into things that are used to like repair my gear or send my retainers out to go gather things for me, which I need to check on those guys too. These low-level items don't trade in for anything. Talk to Quartermaster. I need to get more of these. Yeah, that'll do. I'll need more. Actually, I'm okay on ventures. Alright. So the things I just traded for are what's used for me to just right-click and repair these items. I can repair because I'm a max-level craftsman. I maxed all the crafting professions as well as gathering. They're really easy to do in this game. The thing is, though, they're a whole other level of grind. If you're like really big into doing crafting and gathering, this game is great for that. You can base most of your play on just crafting and gathering alone if you wanted. So what do I not have? What's this? Oh, the alembic thing. Don't need that anymore. So what you don't see, because I have effects turned off, is he's using his abilities. Let me go to... what could I do? There was a reset after all. I need dungeon currency. Just throw in my healer gear. Let's go trip Kagane. Let's go pay Eureka a visit. So Eureka is sort of the semi-end game special gear grind location. I need currency from there, which also happens to give dungeon currency on top of it, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Sadly, this is the thing I was hoping to avoid doing. This is extremely boring. I'm not sure how much people will be interested into this. So let's see here. This stuff takes a lot of grind to get to High Datos, which is the highest ranked one. I doubt there's any. Yeah, see, this is just a rabbit fate. So let's go to the Elder, just my bar. Wait, how's this work? Defense action, DPS. So I need to move it to... Grab one here, put one here. So the Magia board controls your elemental strengths and weaknesses. Or in the case of this is defense, and this is damage. Wait, did I read that right? Something like that. I may have done this backwards. You know what? I did it backwards. Let me fix that. That should fix that. Alright. So what are they doing here? Let's check for a group. Except I need to make sure it's in the right place. Party Seeker, make it easier for it to see me. So part of Eureka involves, the adventurer list is very important, because what you'll see here shortly is you'll see there's different icons for indicating if people are in parties or solo right now, or say for me I've got the little green marker for looking for party. Notice that you probably won't see anybody else rocking that symbol because nobody ever uses it. But if they see my name, they'll at least see that indicator indicating I'm looking for a group of some sort. Though I do need this particular fate where you see everybody going to town on these guys. Oops. But they pulled him out of range. Yeah, the boss will definitely kill the bunnies, which you cannot see, but they're kind of in here with the names. I really should limit the names shown. It's pretty boring as a white mage, throwing stones. So the Allegan Tomestones of Genesis are the dungeon currency I'm looking for. I can get a max of 900 a week, and that's enough to get me to one more item. Nobody invited me to party, which sucks. You'll see people split off because they got a buff where there's little rabbits you can see in the distance following people. They lead you to treasure chests as you hit their little carrot icon, the lucky carrot. The importance of these rabbit fates in this place, it's the logo actions. You can get items that can extend these actions up to a total of 6 boxes here, which is important for the Baldesian Arsenal. Not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think it's Baldesian Arsenal. And that's like a special raid that you really need to coordinate with, like, somewhere around 6 or 7 alliances of players, and an alliance can consist of 8 players. This inventory. Hey, there's an invite. And this stuff sells for anything. We're at the end of an expansion. Nobody cares. That might sell. That's wrong items. So you'll see when I got into a party, I suddenly see these nubs on my map. I zoom the map out instead of see the detail. Makes it easier to catch things here. This is why I have everything shifted around. Somebody's fighting something up north. So these guys are actually doing prep work. That's good to know. I thought they were doing bunnies, but I don't see any bunny buffs on these particular guys that are running around, because I would have seen it in this party pane. Which means this guy's probably killing elephants. Yep, he sure is. So notice when I select one of these mobs, the pane lights up with what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I have to dial it around. So I have 1 in defense against their element and 4 for attack, which is going to boost my damage by a lot when I hit them. See, it doesn't matter if they tag it, I don't care. It's all about, we have to kill like 30 of these things, typically, to make a boss show. Some of the ones in this place can take sometimes up to 60 or more, but I think it's just because of how long it takes to kill stuff. It's not horribly exciting right now because there's no tank trying to chain pools here. Looks like Tikawa moved on me. Where did he go? He went to the other group. No, he doesn't seem to be having much trouble over there. He's killing them pretty fast. There's a tank. Except he really didn't tank that. Whoops. Let's try not to run that into people. So there's a guy down here who's possibly working on the squids, given his position, and this guy and myself are working on the Hydatos Prima Elephas. These other guys. Trying to keep my map up so I can see what's going on. I was telling somebody before that I don't believe weather effects affect the boss spawns here, but I stand corrected. I think one particular... what the heck was it called? It was very X-Files-like in its fate name, but it's what's used to gain a buff to gain access to the arsenal in this place. It'll come to me when I see it. There's the kind of pull we were waiting for. And then he moved them. Trying not to hit people with that charge AoE marker. That would suck. No reason to be that guy. Let's go hang with my party mate. What is he doing? He is sitting idle. So I will hang with these guys. I haven't seen anybody post a timer link, so I don't know what still needs to be prepped for spawns. If we're working on the west side, then probably everything on the west side of the map is accessible once we beat up enough mobs. And there we have it. It spawned. What are these guys doing? They don't have to keep pulling more like this. I'm gonna regret hitting that one. They pulled it away, which means it's gonna come back into my face. You'll notice I haven't level synced yet. Call it paranoia. So few people. That's a bit surprising. Maybe people are in the arsenal. And I suspect that's probably what it is. No, the instance is either locked or still filling. Still got room for more players in here. Figured if people wanted to do this, they'd be here by now at least, because it's a very short walk from the starting Aetheryte, which is that cluster of stuff right there. And away we go. This boss has some attacks that have no telegraphs, like that charge, for instance. Gotta watch his facing. Those people are gonna get plowed. Really? Really? An ad. Running it away doesn't help people. It's always a joy as a healer when the guy who pulled the ad doesn't help kill the ad. I took aggro on the ad because I simply healed the guy thinking he got winged by the boss. Boy, was I wrong. The trials and tribulations of healing in Eureka. Sometimes it's better not to heal somebody and simply raise them instead, because then the mobs will reset. Oh, hell. That's death. Saw him drawing in, and I moved the wrong way initially. This is one of those bosses where I don't want to take my camera angle off on him. Yeah, see, he's already charging at us. Notice the triple charge. There's another siphon. Don't want to be in the front. Anybody he pulls in is practically a guaranteed kill. See all the health, or the names just go gray. Those are deaths. Welcome to Eureka. Okay, next spot. I guess down to the south somewhere. Now see, pay attention. So a guy's going to leave party, or several, because they don't want to help prep. They will come to leech the notorious monster without actually lifting a finger to assist. The more people trying to spawn it, the faster it happens. But people seem to have they haven't figured that out yet. You know, simple timing and numbers just doesn't compute for some, which is unfortunate. Now, see, I'm high enough in level I can walk by these mobs. Most low levels get murdered. Let's see, Tika is finding something where he is, so let's go towards him. Now, these might be high enough to actually aggro, so I'm going to have to be careful. Most of them are actually blind on their backsides, so they don't know you're there. Let's see where this guy decides he wants to go. Is he sticking around? He's sticking around. You can see how exciting Eureka is. There's not a whole lot to really talk about when I'm just hitting a number 1 key this whole time. These mobs are pretty fugly. Look at the level of detail there. Yet another man-eating plant thing. Gotta be careful about that sprite. Sprite type elementals, they aggro based on spellcast, or, well, hitting them. Just the action of casting any spells makes them get a little pissed off with you. Just notice we're kind of pulling the opposites, but that's okay. Just realized what the one guy's name was. So it's Blue Devil Ronsenberg, philanthropist. What a title. Notice we get no loot for kicking these things' asses. It's very lackluster in Eureka. Very boring. The only reason to really play this far, it's for the raid, and if you like the appearance of certain relic weapons that require this level of grind. The relic weapons this go really don't look all that great to me. They seem very low effort in appearance. And stats are kind of a joke because with the expansion, I'm pretty sure we'll replace weapons extremely fast. Of course, that's still a few months away, but Eureka does kind of make it a little bit easier to gear up armor, at least. If his buddy there's going to aggro while I stand here beating him up. Nope, he turned. Ugh. DPS healer's so boring. Should have played a different class. The guy who was here looks like he's heading back to the beginning. That's unfortunate. So we're either spawning the Minotaur guys that are related to these mob types, or we're going to get the bird boss on the northwest corner. Wow, somebody's doing some AoE pulls in the distance. I didn't even notice that. That's where the real action's at. And then the rain just suddenly stops. Take a look at this stuff up north. not see that one. Helps if I don't partially fall asleep at the wheel here. It's like what sucks is it doesn't look like too many groups are actually making an effort to push these spawns, which makes this extremely slow going. The timer you see in the upper right hand corner is for how long you can actually be in that particular instance. So you get about, what, somewhere over 2 hours, almost 3, something like that. You'd be surprised how quickly that can go from standing around do what feels like doing nothing. The rabbit fate that you'll see spawn, which somebody's holding on to a rabbit, or else it would have spawned by now. Those fates are used for those bunny chests if you get lucky enough to get the buff from finishing the encounter. There's bronze, silver, and gold chests, and I think there's also like a trap where it'll bring out a lion that eats you or something. People haven't been very clear on it. I've not encountered the situation, but it's a good source of the Logos drops for Eureka, and the gold one has a chance at a mount on top of some other fun things. The one thing it's nice being a caster type is I don't have to go run after a mob. I can just range it from wherever the hell I am. You know, stuff's getting real when, as a healer with staff, I parried the attack. Ugh, don't think I have the willpower for this. it's pretty boring right now. Oh, hello. Oh, it's only gloom is the weather. There's some ethereal type weather that will bring a particular notorious monster spawn. Must hit that one to the right instead of the one we're fighting. I kind of haven't been counting these, so I don't know how many we've killed. Good news, everybody. I've almost finished the challenge log that I don't really have to work on for this place. Hey, what do you mean I missed? There we go. Just the two of us managed to spawn this sucker. It's best not to fight where the mobs are. Notice the level sync takes us down to 53, which means all those 58s will aggro and eat us. So we got to be careful about our approach angles. I have a feeling that this instance has gone empty on us. Yeah, there's still a ton of people. They might actually be in the arsenal. Now to wait for people to show up. Like, my party's coming, but I'm not so sure about everybody else. Let's pan the camera out and take a look. So there's people over there. They're going to try to fight from the worst angle possible, which means as a healer, do not heal my own party, sadly. Oh wait, here comes my party. Well, part of it. This one sucks because it occasionally puts people to sleep. It does a lot of cleave attacks on a tank, sort of, by flapping the wings. Sleep's bad because if you're prone and it tosses AoE at you, you can't avoid it, which will most likely kill you. Now, if you're smart, before it hits you, remove your level sync. That way you go back to your max level and you might actually survive. And people are still showing up. Somebody in chat just kind of repeated what I had mentioned. And it is pulled. Now watch how many ads get pulled in. There'll always be that one late guy who'll pull everything in. A mob will get winged by a player's ability, and then the mob sticks around and starts eating people that are on its aggro table. So those little balls, those are the things that put people to sleep. Sadly, the sleep cannot be cleansed. Might as well res one of those guys while I have a quick cast going. Or they're not going to accept the raise. Just gonna, oh, of course, move away from the sleep orbs, and it's time to do a big cone AoE. Oh, crap, gaze attack. And, of course, when my party got hit by it... You can see the tagged ads, the purple, pinkish name action going on. There we go. Not sure what people are going to work on next. Miko seemed to stick with it, so let's see where they're going to go. Trying to figure out where they're going. Yeah, might be best to just pull out at this point. It doesn't look like a very active map for players. There's more... Watch what will happen when I get to town. You're going to see the thing that disappoints me about Eureka is the amount of people that just AFK without assisting. If they would assist, things would spawn a heck of a lot faster. Because they choose not to assist, we're left with a small handful or two people pushing a potential notorious monster spawn like what just happened with me and the other player. They're saying support fate. think he's asking the people that are actually in the arsenal if they're getting to the support fate or not. So there's a notorious monster spawn that'll happen that when we kill it will remove a buff from a raid boss that the guys are fighting inside the arsenal right now. And it gives like, what did they say, 20 crystals? Which is kind of a big deal for this place, because as you can see, most of these things are only giving like 5 or sometimes for lucky 10 crystals. It's a very, very slow process. Armor upgrades can vary between, I think, 20 and 40, but don't quote me on that. And that's armor that came from pyros. Oh, they're fighting something down there. Oh, oh, and I'm up. Look at that. Good timing. There may be hope yet. This particular one gets kind of messy. The big guy will do a stun of sorts, which will then mess everybody up. Because you got the adulators that are running around doing their thing when the boss stomps and stuns some people's. The best thing you can do is remove the level sync and you'll be able to take the hit. Not entirely sure what that guy's doing. He's not even trying to fight it. Away we go. Hate you too, Minotaur. That guy was insta-jibbed. Where the heck did he get tossed? Way over there. Shit. Notice some of his swings don't have a telegraph. When I saw him charging up on his cast bar and no ability ring, I was like, oh crap. That was a cleave. Oh, wise guy, eh? Gotta be careful how far back I go. Those ads are still hanging out. Let's get over here in case I get hosed. And the guy I picked up earlier went down again. Was that the guy I picked up earlier? I don't remember. I'm half asleep. mods in play besides the ones that came with the fight. This one doesn't stun the way I thought he does. Oh, nope. Yes, he does. Those guys were messed up. Problem is, when people don't take the raise, it sucks because it really taps my MP to raise somebody. That's the checks and balances of the game. Six crystals for the effort. Very low. Oh, hey, look at that. Somebody linked the tracker. Now we can see what people are working on. Give me a second here. All right. So we're talking tigers down south. I think I will actually hit the rabbits. See if I can get a shot at the chest. Oops. Got a level sync if you want to fight. There we go. Or, hey, this whole party could just totally fall apart. Whatever. Though I completely understand leaving Eureka without saying a word. This place can be very dragging and boring. We're talking end of expansion type stuff. The grind is real in these things, but it's not as bad as past things were for relics. It's just no one really talks a lot. It's a lot of standing around, hitting one button. That should spawn the big guy over here. Here he comes. They're just going to stand in that AoE and eat it. Nice. Oh, hey, I did get the rabbit buff. There we go. Let's see if we get anything good. It's the northeast. I was afraid of that. East side of the map is a bit more brutal than the west half of it. Notice the change in music when you have the rabbit buff. Never seen a death sprite before. Oh boy, it's definitely taking me where I don't want to be. See, if one of the far-fars goes away, that means I'm getting a heck of a lot closer. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to go all the way to high-levelville. Yep, here we go. There's level 60s. I'm level 60, so I'll be walking by these guys easily. Gotta watch aggro angles. Typically, undead don't aggro. They only aggro on weakened foes. Yeah, of course. It's right where the damn void monks are. Which way is he facing? Don't you turn. These guys suck because they do just that. They'll suck you in. Aha! In the corner. Bronze coffer. Ah! I need silver coffers or gold. Yeah, dance, trying to get me killed. Alright, let's bump out of there, because this definitely looks kind of dead. That bunny was the last hurrah for that place for now. Let's see. Anybody doing anything creative? Not really. She's shui, huh? World of Darkness. What could I do? Yeah. How's my dungeon currency looking? Let's do one of these. Maybe that'll wake me up. Or do one of these and then head out for the end of the night cap of stuff. Let's get myself to Rogers while we wait. Should probably be doing this as a tank. I need certain achievement credits to play as a tank, but I'm just in a healing mood. And then again, I think I should probably call it a night there. I'm just not really feeling a whole lot of energy today. And dinner sounds good about now. Well, if somebody's been watching this whole time, sorry for your loss or wasted time of watching. I'm just kidding. I'm extremely random on my stream times, so if it alerts you when I'm streaming, great. You can come take a look-see. Otherwise, I will catch you all later.